This is a classic algebra problem where you're given x plus 1 over x, and you want to find x squared plus 1 over x squared. And then also possibly 1x cubed over 1x cubed, or actually you can do this for any power placed in front of, instead of the 2 or 3 in these two examples. And the way you do it is you use a simple technique of squaring both sides of our x plus 1 over x. And when you do that, this is where you've got to be careful, but you'll begin to see why we square both sides. And that's going to give you x squared when you do x times x. X times 1 over x just turns out to be 1 over, or x over x, which is just 1. And then 1 over x times x turns out to be 1 plus x, which is 1. And then you do 1 over x times 1 over x, which is 1 over x squared. And then that's going to equal 49. And so that gives you x squared plus 2 plus 1 over x squared equals 49. We got 49 to the square root of 7. And then all we need to do is subtract the 2, and what is left is exactly what they were asking us to find. X squared plus 1 over x squared equals 47, so 47 is the correct answer to x squared plus 1 over x squared. If you want to do x cubed plus 1 over x cubed, there's two ways you could do it. One is you could take your x squared plus 1 over x squared and multiply by x plus 1 over x. And if you do that, you're going to get x cubed plus x squared over x, which is just going to be x, plus 1 over x squared times x, which is x over x squared, which is just going to be 1 over x. And then 1 over x squared plus 1 over x gives you 1 over x cubed. And then that's going to equal, so since we multiplied this times this, then we're going to multiply 7 times our 47. And so 7 times 47 turns out to be 329. And since we know it's 329, we're almost done, because embedded in this problem is an x plus 1 over x, but x plus 1 over x equals 7. So that means we place this equals 7, subtract 7 from both sides, you get x cubed plus 1 over x cubed equals 322. If you know how to take things to a certain power using the Pascal's triangle, that problem could be done also by doing x plus 1 over x cubed equals 343. When you do that, you're going to get, because 7 cubed is 343, when you cube something, you do the first term cubed, you do 3 times the first term squared times the second term, and so x squared over x is just going to be x. And then you square the second term, 1 over x squared times x, which is going to give you, and then you also have a coefficient of 3, so that's going to be 3 times 1 over x. And then finally, you're going to do 1 over x cubed. And that comes from what we call the binomial theorem. If you don't know how to do that, then you should learn it. That's very useful. On this problem, and then that equals a 343. And now you're going to do basically the same thing we did above, except that just a little bit different order. You factor out the x plus 1 over x, factor out the 3, and so replace this with 7. So you get 3 times 7 is 21, so all we need to do is subtract 21 from both sides, and you get x cubed plus 1 over x cubed equals 322, which is exactly what you're trying to find in this problem.